What appears to have been the first attack of its kind, Hezbollah has targeted the Mossad headquarters in the Israeli city of Tel Aviv. The missile was shot down. The Islamist group said it was retaliating for Israeli attacks. There have been warnings of a health crisis in South Darfur in Sudan. The charity MSF says pregnant women, mothers and newborns were dying from preventable causes after the collapse of the health system. Beijing says it has successfully launched an intercontinental ballistic missile, landing it in international waters in the Pacific. It was the first such test in more than 40 years. China's neighbours have expressed their concern. Scientists say short-sightedness among children and teenagers has increased markedly. They believe this is linked to time spent indoors and the use of computer screens. Voting appears to have been brisk in the second phase of elections in Indian-administered Kashmir. There have been queues at polling stations. It's the first vote since Kashmir's semi-autonomous status was scrapped. The state of Kerala in southern India is planning limits on tourism after deadly landslides. The disasters were linked to unchecked tourism and development. The head of a UN watchdog says Iran appears to be willing to re-engage in a more meaningful way in talks about its nuclear program. Rafael Grossi spoke after meeting the country's foreign minister and said he hoped to travel to Tehran. A Thai crocodile farm says it's had to kill dozens of animals to stop them escaping during flooding. The owner said the cull was necessary for safety reasons. Researchers say climate change was one of the causes behind this month's flooding in Central Europe. They estimate that higher temperatures, which allow the air to hold more moisture, make such floods twice as likely. That's the latest world news from the BBC.
Hey, Charlie, you're on your way to Ghana. Boy, oh boy, you stressed out, tired? Go, you're going to be resting. Okay, then let me recommend to you JN Mobile Spa in Accra, Ghana. Oh boy, JN Mobile Spa, they provide organic care in massage. Are you stressed? Do you need rejuvenated, etc.? For your facials, maybe exfoliating, firming, and lifting? Then contact JN Spa on 00233 244 941 002 or 00233 2006 06386. And they will be right there on time. JN Mobile Spa, your health and beauty needs at your doorstep.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission-free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR, S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Hey, Charlie, you're on your way to Ghana. Boy, oh boy, you stressed out, tired? Go, you're going to be resting. Okay, then let me recommend to you JN Mobile Spa in Accra, Ghana. Oh boy, JN Mobile Spa, they provide organic care in massage. Are you stressed? Do you need rejuvenated, etc.? For your facials, maybe exfoliating, firming, and lifting? Then contact JN Spa on 00233 244 941 002 or 00233 2006 06386, and they will be right there on time. JN Mobile Spa, your health and beauty needs at your doorstep.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clement, the author of How to Go From Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business, the show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Starr Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Are you looking for the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy door-to-door shipment company? Well, look no further. When was the last time your family received a shipment back in Ghana on time and in time? You are not sure? Well, Lamb Shippers, we pride ourselves with being the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy shippers you can use. You are assured of prompt pickup anywhere in the UK by our personnel. They also make sure your items are well packaged to get to its destination in time. When it comes to door-to-door shipment, look no further. Well, Lamb Shippers, contact us on 07939009321 or 07498911820. Or you can visit our website www.welllamp.co.uk. You can also drop us a mail, info@welllamp@gmail.com. Well Lamb Shippers, fast, reliable, and trustworthy.
Hi there. Are you dreaming of owning your own house in Ghana? Then you will need a well-documented piece of land that is free from troubles. I highly recommend My Africa Property for any size of land that you will need. With My Africa Property, lands are available in Pram, Sopoli, Tohenia, Ogome, Dodova, Winneba, and many other locations at affordable prices. These locations are about an hour away from the airport, only 35 minutes from the motorway, 10 minutes drive from Central University College, 10 minutes drive to the beach, and close to Pram Senior High School and Ghana Men's Soccer Center of Excellence. For more details, visit our website www.myafricaproperty.com or call our UK office on 0208 123 2523. For our US and Canada offices, call us on +1 585 184 994145. You can also email us at ghana@myafricaproperty.com.
Getting onto the property ladder has never been easy until now. Join us this and every Thursday from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. live on the Property Hour Show on Starr Radio UK, where we talk to mortgage brokers, property developers, estate agents, landlord, tenant, property consultants on how to invest or get into the property business and make money. You can't afford to miss this. The Property Hour Show is your best source into the property industry.
Tune in to On Point here on Starr Radio UK with Empress Regina every Monday at 5 p.m. GMT. Looking forward to your company.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Hey, Charlie. You're on your way to Ghana. Boy, oh boy. You stressed out. Tired? Go, you're going to be resting. Okay, then let me recommend to you JN Mobile Spa in Accra, Ghana. Oh boy, JN Mobile Spa, they provide organic care in massage. Are you stressed? Do you need rejuvenated, etc.? For your facials, maybe exfoliating, firming, and lifting? Then contact JN Spa on 00233 244 941 002 or 00233 2006 06 386, and they will be right there on time. time. JN Mobile Spa, your health and beauty needs at your doorstep.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clement, the author of How to Go from Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business, the show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Starr Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Are you looking for the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy door-to-door shipment company? Well, look no further. When was the last time your family received a shipment back in Ghana on time and in time? You are not sure? Well, shippers, we pride ourselves with being the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy shippers you can use. You are assured of a prompt pickup anywhere in the UK by our personnel. They also make sure your items are well packaged to get to its destination in time. When it comes to door-to-door shipment, look no further. Well, Lamb Shippers, contact us on 07939009321 or 07498911820. Or you can visit our website www.welllamp.co.uk. You can also drop us a mail, info@welllamp@gmail.com. Well Lamp Shippers, fast, reliable, and trustworthy.
Hi there. Are you dreaming of owning your own house in Ghana? Then you will need a well-documented piece of land that is free from troubles. I highly recommend My Africa Property for any size of land that you will need. With My Africa Property, lands are available in Pram, Sopoli, Tohenia, Ogome, Dodova, Winneba, and many other locations at affordable prices. These locations are about an hour away from the airport, only 35 minutes from the motorway, 10 minutes drive from Central University College, 10 minutes drive to the beach, and close to Pram Senior High School and Ghana Men's Soccer Center of Excellence. For more details, visit our website www.myafricaproperty.com or call our UK office on 0208 123 2523. For our US and Canada offices, call us on +1 585 184 994145. You can also email us at ghana@myafricaproperty.com.
Getting onto the property ladder has never been easy until now. Join us this and every Thursday from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. live on the Property Hour Show on Starr Radio UK, where we talk to mortgage brokers, property developers, estate agents, landlord, tenant, property consultants on how to invest or get into the property business and make money. You can't afford to miss this. The Property Hour Show is your best source into the property industry.
Tune in to On Point here on Starr Radio UK with Empress Regina every Monday at 5 p.m. GMT. Looking forward to your company.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Hey, Charlie. You're on your way to Ghana. Boy, oh boy. You stressed out. Tired? Go, you're going to be resting. Okay, then let me recommend to you JN Mobile Spa in Accra, Ghana. Oh boy, JN Mobile Spa, they provide organic care in massage. Are you stressed? Do you need rejuvenating, etc. For your facials, maybe exfoliating, firming, and lifting, then contact JN Spa on 00233 244 941 002 or 00233 2006 06386, and they will be right there on time. JN Mobile Spa, your health and beauty needs at your doorstep.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clement, the author of How to Go From Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business, the show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Starr Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Are you looking for the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy door-to-door shipment company? Well, look no further. When was the last time your family received a shipment back in Ghana on time and in time? You are not sure? Well, Lamb Shippers, we pride ourselves with being the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy shippers you can use. You are assured of a prompt pickup anywhere in the UK by our personnel. They also make sure your items are well packaged to get to its destination in time. When it comes to door-to-door shipment, look no further. Well, Lamb Shippers, contact us on 07939009321 or 07498911820. Or you can visit our website www.welllamp.co.uk. You can also drop us a mail, info@welllamp@gmail.com. Well Lamp Shippers, fast, reliable, and trustworthy.
Hi there. Are you dreaming of owning your own house in Ghana? Then you will need a well-documented piece of land that is free from troubles. I highly recommend My Africa Property for any size of land that you will need. With My Africa Property, lands are available in Pram, Sopoli, Tohenia, Ogome, Dodova, Winneba, and many other locations at affordable prices. These locations are about an hour away from the airport, only 35 minutes from the motorway, 10 minutes drive from Central University College, 10 minutes drive to the beach, and close to Pram Senior High School and Ghana Men's Soccer Center of Excellence. For more details, visit our website www.myafricaproperty.com or call our UK office on 0208 123 2523. For our US and Canada offices, call us on +1 585 184 994145. You can also email us at ghana@myafricaproperty.com.
Getting onto the property ladder has never been easy until now. Join us this and every Thursday from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. live on the Property Hour show on Starr Radio UK, where we talk to mortgage brokers, property developers, estate agents, landlord, tenant, property consultants on how to invest or get into the property business and make money. You can't afford to miss this. The Property Hour show is your best source into the property industry.
Tune in to On Point here on Starr Radio UK with Empress Regina every Monday at 5 p.m. GMT. Looking forward to your company.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR, S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Hey, Charlie. You're on your way to Ghana. Boy, oh boy. You stressed out. Tired? Go, you're going to be resting. Okay, then let me recommend to you JN Mobile Spa in Accra, Ghana. Oh boy. JN Mobile Spa, they provide organic care in massage. Are you stressed? Do you need rejuvenated, etc.? For your facials, maybe exfoliating, firming, and lifting? Then contact JN Spa on 00233 244 941 002 or 00233 2006 06386, and they will be right there on time. JN Mobile Spa, your health and beauty needs at your doorstep.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clement, the author of How to Go From Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business, the show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Starr Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
The best radio show. Broadcasting worldwide, online 24/7.
All around the world. In your car.
At work.
At home.
On your smartphone.
This is Starr Radio UK.
Are you ready to turn it up?
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Though your heart is aching, smile even though it's breaking. When there are clouds in the sky, you get by. If you smile through your fear and sorrow, smile and maybe tomorrow you find that life is still worthwhile if you just smile. Hey, this is Archie and you are listening to Starr Radio UK and the Morning Show.
This is Starr Radio. This is UK. Starr Radio UK. This is Starr Radio UK.
Welcome. Broadcasting worldwide, online 24/7.
Enlighten your day with Starr Radio. Starr Radio. Radio for the people, by the people.
Welcome once again. Let me say massive good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good dawn to you wherever you might be on planet Earth, and those of you on other planets as well. I want to salute each and every one of you and welcome you to the Wednesday edition of the morning show. Today is Wednesday, the 25th day of September, the year 2024. September is running like no man's business. Let me say good morning to my able producer, Mr. Francis Guy, and to my colleague and co-presenter, Mr. Olayomi Koiki, and then to every one of you who's tuned in this morning to join us on the morning show. let me say welcome. Let me say morning to Bishop Adesina, Anthony Adedeji. Hey, good morning. Tosino, good morning to you. Felix, all the way in Aberdeen, good morning. Kojode, good morning. Mr. Frank Davis, good morning to you. Eben, good morning to you, and all you wonderful people across the globe. Yeah, it's a Wednesday edition of the morning show, so you know, of course, it finishes at 12 o'clock. But hey, you know what? We're going to make sure that we bring you everything from archaeology to zoology, from Accra to Zanzibar. If it's making the headlines, we're going to bring it your way. So we quickly going to be cracking on, because at 11 o'clock exactly, I'm going to be having Mr. Olayomi Koiki joining in to bring you updates from Nigeria. So the quote for the day is going to come your way, and it says, "You are the sole determinant of your success." You are the sole determinant of your success. All right then. And straight on to the weather front. Well, it looks like the weather, I think we are now in autumn. Should I put it that way? The equinox and autumn equinox, yeah. Okay. Now this afternoon will become overcast, and a band of heavy rain will move in from the west. Now tonight, heavy rain moves off to the east early, and it turns briefly drier, but more showery spells of rain, heavier at times with the risk of a thunder, moves in later. Now, top of the temperature is going to be 16 degrees, the lower is going to be 11 degrees, UV level is going to be low, pollution is going to be low, sunset is going to be exactly at 18:51, and sunrise for tomorrow morning 06:52 hours. And that brings us to the end of the weather forecast. Now let's go straight to your travels wherever you are. Keep your eyes on the roads. Keep your eyes on the roads. Now in London, Bakerloo line has got severe delays, District line minor delays, DLR minor delays. That aside, all the other underground lines are running a good service. London Overground and London Tramlink, good service. To the major roads in London, no exceptional delays there as well. And then we take you straight to the river bus, and I can tell you good service throughout. The London cable car is also running a good service, bringing us straight to the final segment of the travel update, and that is the National Rail. On the National Rail this morning, Avanti, my boy Chiltern Railways, a special service, cross country special service, East Midlands Railway, minor delays, Great Western Railway, special service, Greater Anglia, minor delays, Island Line, special service, Northern Rail, special service, ScotRail, special service, Southwestern Railway, minor delays, and TransPennine Express, minor delays there as well. So that brings us to the end of the weather forecast for you, the travel updates and the weather forecast and all those preceding stuff for you. But now, let me, whilst we wait for Mr. Olayomi Koiki to join him, bring you or take you global trotting. Some of the news making the rounds. He was not a clown. He was a sex predator. Victims of Mohammed Al Fayed are saying sickness benefits, claimant should look for work. Yes, the cats are coming. Now, growing uneasy in NHS are about broken messaging. That's some information coming through. And ex-police officer wins 1.1 million after discrimination. Okay. It is all coming away from Starr Radio UK. In other parts of the world as well, Israel is carrying out extensive strikes in Lebanon after Hezbollah fires missile at Tel Aviv. And Zelensky looks to Biden to back Ukraine victory plan. Trump has been warned by U.S. intelligence of Iran's assassination threats. And then will the U.S. presidential election define the future of the crypto? Well, those who are involved in crypto will be looking into that. And China test fires intercontinental ballistic missile for the first time in decades. And that is scary, isn't it? Well. So coming away from Starr Radio UK, it is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. In Nigeria, NBS says 84% of working class Nigerians are self-employed. Really? Now, rate hikes. Nigeria now have greater incentive to hold Naira, says the CBN. And Tinubu seeks debt forgiveness for developing nations. Now, interestingly, they give us that debt forgiveness, and what do we do with it? We come and people ruin their whole economy and just ruin the whole thing. But again, because we don't put our acts together. Nigeria Army clears officer of sexual harassment allegation, and Tinubu insists on permanent seat for Nigeria at UN Security Council. He's being represented by the Vice President. All right, a lot more Mr. Olayomi Koiki will be bringing us as well. In other stories making the rounds this morning from Ghana as well. Please, tolerance, conduct, remarkable. Kofi Ofosun Cancer is saying pertaining to how they dealt with the Democracy Hub demo. And then in other stories as well, Free SHS has spelled the doom of the whole educational system. Professor Otimbu Ebabio is also saying there. And then the final one, court orders EC to revert 1,000 fraudulent voter transfer orchestrated by NDC at Manshia. We'll be telling you more about all that. So wherever you are, don't touch the dial. This is Star Radio UK, and this is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Well, a lot more going to be coming your way from here, as I have said, from the African front as well. Sahel Community Radio Station Media Freedom Group sounds alarm on violence against jihadists, which is going on there. And then Sudan's ousted ex-leader Omar al-Bashir has been moved to where? We'll be telling you more about that as well. They dethroned him, and now there is proper chaos in the whole place. But South Africa, continent's largest aerospace and defense, there are some stories, and as Mali marks independence, military leader urges unity. And so we'll see more about all that. Let's take a quick commercial break whilst we wait for Mr. Olayomi Koiki to join in, and then we can bring you the updates from Nigeria. Stay tuned and don't touch the dial. Remember, the lines will be open for you to add your voice to the discussions exactly at 11:45. All right? Okay.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Hey, Charlie. You're on your way to Ghana. Boy, oh boy. You stressed out. Tired? Go, you're going to be resting. Okay, then let me recommend to you JN Mobile Spa in Accra, Ghana. Oh boy, JN Mobile Spa, they provide organic care in massage. Are you stressed? Do you need rejuvenated, etc.? For your facials, maybe exfoliating, firming, and lifting? Then contact JN Spa on 00233 244 941 002 or 00233 2006 06386, and they will be right there on time. JN Mobile Spa, your health and beauty needs at your doorstep. Welcome back to the program. This is Star Radio UK, and this is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Let me say good morning to Atako Fee, all the way in Asherman, Ghana, and to Juliet Macafela. I hope you are doing very, very well. It's a happy midweek, and happy midweek to you as well. Greetings, Juliet. I hope that you are doing very, very well there as well. Okay, so whilst we wait for Mr. Olayomi Koiki to join in, let me bring you some of the details of some of the stories making the rounds this morning across the globe as we look at them. So stay tuned and don't touch the dials as we wait for Mr. Olayomi Koiki to join in. So starting from home here in the UK, well, sickness benefit claimants should look for work. Keir Starmer has said he believes that people claiming long-term sickness benefits should be expected to look for work. He added that there will be hard cases and that the government and businesses should help those who may feel anxious about re-entering the workplace. But at the basic proposition that you should look for work is right. The Prime Minister was speaking earlier on following his party conference speech in which he said he wanted to level with the country about the trade-offs people will face. He told labor activists, if we want to maintain support for the welfare state, then we will legislate to stop benefit fraud. Do everything we can to tackle. Okay, whilst we wait for Mr. Olayomi Koiki's image to come on. Yes, okay. Yes, we should have him pretty soon. He said, following the speech, he was asked in an interview with today's program if he agreed with the proposition that virtually no one should claim benefit without trying to get back to work. He said, at least you should make the effort that you are getting back to work before we get you that. Okay. Yummy, we can't see you.
Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah, we can see you now. We can hear you now. Yeah. Okay, listeners, just bear with us now. We've got our own Mr. Olayomi Koiki today coming your way from our North London studios. And let me say, Yummy, massive good morning to you.
Well, a very good morning to you, Mr. Archie, and a very good morning to all our listeners and viewers. And welcome once again to the Wednesday edition of the morning show, where we're going to be cracking on myself and Archie, as there's a lot to cover and there's also a lot to discuss when it comes to the news coming out of Nigeria. So I say good morning, share the program and invite others as well to do so.
Yes, I think this morning you look like Chief Nnamdi Azikiwe.
Well, that's quite an interesting one because at least even if we remember some of this legend, the question is, how come, we were unable at the Yoruba, National Unity Day, is the peaceful event that takes place every year after the 134 years of what we call the Kiriji War. At the Obafemi Awolowo University 2 days ago, because I was not in yesterday to cover and give you the development, the university actually did not allow, the Yoruba, not a Yoruba Nation program, is a unity day, for the war that took place between all the Yorubas for over 134 years. They were not allowed to use the university premises, even though it was booked, but they refused to allow that to be used. The question is why? And, so when you say I look like Azikiwe this morning, it also means that, when we talk about the legend, those that fought for independence, Azikiwe, Ahmadu Bello, I'm sure they will want the university to allow such a very important event to be held. But again, as usual, that did not happen, but we can only hope for the best in the future to come.
Well, listeners, this is Starr Radio UK. Mr. Olayomi Koiki in our North London studios. I'm actually here in the South studios, and we're going to bring you updates from Nigeria. Juliet says, "Greetings, Mr. King Koiki." Yes, so you've been now. I don't know how to say it. You've been raised to the highest point. You are now a king. All right then. All right. Share the broadcast with your friends and loved ones and invite them to like our pages wherever you might be this morning. This is Starr Radio UK, and this is the Wednesday edition of the morning show. So let's crack on. Let's look at some of the stories that I'm
going to push in some of them in just about a few minutes, but let's, once again tell our listeners that, every Monday to Friday, it is the Wednesday edition, but on a Friday, Monday, Tuesday, you can always check us out where we report all the daily news of the happenings, not just in Nigeria, but across the globe as well. So I'm going to come back again to you in the studio, but maybe you might want us to go straight to the United Nations because it's an ongoing event. And as we know, the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, will not be attending, these global events as we were expecting him to do. But apparently, the reason is because, maybe, just maybe, there's a lot of, speculation, there's a lot of rumors, but we tend not to go with rumor on this platform. But what we can say is, the president actually have sent, the vice president to attend on his behalf. And what they are discussing again this morning is about the debt. Remember that, Obasanjo requested for the debt to be cancelled. It seems that President Bola Tinubu is prioritized the debt forgiveness. He made the call while addressing the world leaders during the general debate of the ongoing 79th section of the United Nations General Assembly in New York. President Bola Tinubu has asked the UN to prioritize the debt forgiveness from creditors a multilateral financial institution for Nigeria and developing country. The question is, how long are we going to continue to ask for debt relief? I come back again to you in the studio, Mr. Archie.
Yes, listeners, Mr. Olayomi Koiki for you. Let me say good morning to Bishop Adesina. Thank you very much for joining us there as well. Now, let's come to the speech that Shetima gave on behalf of the president. Now, talking about debt forgiveness. Now, how many times haven't we have debt forgiveness in our part of the world? And what have we done with it? So we're looking at the Buhari era. Let me put it that way, and looking at everything that went on there, and we're talking about the losses that as a country the country has faced. And so when you go to somebody who has seen you misusing whatever you had, and then you come and say, okay, can you the loan that you give me, can you cancel that one as well? What do you expect them to tell you, Yomi?
Well, you're quite right. Right now, and I'm going back to, as of July this year, Nigeria is currently at 1.7 billion US dollars in terms of the debt. Nigerian debt, according to the World Bank, has rise, by 1.7 billion dollars under Tinubu's administration. The Nigerian debt to the World Bank increased, according to the analysts of the data of the Debt Management Office (DMO). The debt has rose from 14.51 billion at the end of the second quarter of 2023 to 15.51 billion by the end of the first quarter of 2024. That increased about 7%. The question you asked is, I remember, like you said, Obasanjo also asked for Nigeria debt to be cancelled, and it seems that as at the time that debt was allowed to be cancelled, but again Obasanjo says on the ease about the rising of the debt, is a former president, President Bola Tinubu should heed the fresh warning from one of his predecessor, Olusegun Obasanjo, who has argued perceivedly that Nigeria and other African countries might find itself difficult to secure fresh debt relief due to the large debt profile. With the level of mismanagement of the previous debt that was written off of the country, it will be almost impossible for any administration to get a similar gesture in the continent. This is coming from a previous, President Obasanjo. The question is, will the world heed to give this current administration debt relief? We will have to wait and see the reaction coming from the New York as the General Assembly continue.
Wow, listen to Starr Radio UK. Now, Juliet says he looks good. He says Yomi is looking good and cool. But she goes on further to say, as Africa, we have everything in Africa. And why do we keep getting in debt? And it's all because of management, and working together, which we fail to do. Well. Listeners, you can also share your comments or your thoughts with us on the platforms that we are broadcasting on. Now, let's come to the federal government may spend 236 billion naira monthly on imported Dangote petrol. Now, yesterday, Dangote came out to talk about the fact that government should take the subsidy of the fuel that the country seems to be using. So I was looking at it quietly and I'm thinking, whoa. There are other people, there are other entities who are involved in the importation of the finished petroleum products into the country. It is a whole industry. It's a whole industry. So I don't know how they are going to look at it, because it's virtually siphoning or taking the breath out of their businesses. I don't know how that will pan out. Yomi, what do you think?
Well, the issue between the federal government and Dangote doesn't seem to be going down. I did watch the interview and it's already trending as we speak this morning on the social media. What Dangote is saying is that we can't sustain the subsidy. We were told by this regime that subsidy has been removed. A lot of Nigerians doesn't believe that it has been removed, because there is still a lot of discussion that the subsidy is still right in there. So this morning, in most of the dailies coming out of Nigeria, it's all about, the Dangote. So let's look at what the Dangote is saying this morning. 236 billion is spent monthly on imported Dangote petrol. And I love to look into OECD. There is the report of how we have been unable to get things right in Nigeria. Means that that is the reason why the country is where it is today. So let's take us to 2022 when we talk about the importation and the export of goods and services into the country. And this is coming from a data from the OEC where we looked into what is happening. Crude oil actually gave Nigeria 73.7% in 2022 to the tune of $52 billion US dollars. But what we are also doing is, we are importing back, even though that's an export, but we then to import the, the finishing product of these crude oil sold to the country, but subsidized. And the subsidy is the reason why a lot of Nigerians are struggling because, a lot of Nigerians have packed up, my family member this morning I was speaking to, have spent 30,000 naira in less than a few days, to get petrol into their generator because the electricity, is a disaster in the country. So the federal government is spending about 236 billion monthly to subsidize the premium motor spirit known as petrol. That is imported through the Nigerian National Petroleum Company. And the one that is solely uptaken by the NNPC from the Dangote Petroleum Refinery. So yes, on Monday, the president and the chief executive of Dangote Group, Alhaji Aliko Dangote, called on the federal government that it is time to take the bull by the horn to end finally the subsidy completely. He said, and I quote, the removal would help determine the actual petrol consumption in the country because it seems that we don't know what is the actual consumption in Nigeria. And we know that many are stolen out of the neighboring borders to Cameroon and others. So let me come back again to you in the studio. But according to the Major Energy Marketer Association of Nigeria, had lifted over 50 million liters of PMS from the Dangote refinery in the past week.
Well, listen to Starr Radio UK. Now, interesting. Now, we're looking at the issue here that if Dangote, now that they are giving him or his refinery is receiving
just a few seconds off the screen. We'll come back in just about
okay. Listen, just bear with us. Yes. Okay. So I'm asking the question that now that Dangote seems to be receiving crude oil from the is it the downstream or upstream, whatever they call it, okay? So directly into his refinery and therefore not importing them, that should bring the prices down. And then again, they said that he should pay, the refinery should pay in Naira instead of paying in dollars. So that will automatically bring the price of the crude oil down, and because it's not going to be imported into the country and all those bits that comes with it. So it's quite a bit tricky thing, but we will be talking more about that. Let me read some of the comments. Bishop Adesina says that now that's pertaining to the Awolowo University. It says now same university in Yoruba land cannot permit Yoruba cultural events there. He was talking about the fact that Obafemi Awolowo University was built by a great Yoruba leader with Yoruba financial ecosystem before hijacked by the federal government. Then he goes on further to say, he said, now, same university in Yoruba land cannot permit Yoruba cultural events, but can permit any other social gathering, party, etc. there. So he's querying the source of that university, how the whole thing came about, how it was built, and now the fact that the people whose resources were used to build it want to celebrate something, and he said, no, you can't use it. Well, it's quite an interesting one, isn't it? Well, I have Mr. Olayomi Koiki back on. Once I go to him, Juliet also has said that, he said, imagine that increasing instead of going down, Africa, Nigeria has everything. She's thinking Nigeria has got everything, so why is Nigeria going through all this tumultuous time? But let's come to Jomi with the fuel subsidy and what Dangote is saying is going on about. Now, I'm of the view that now that the refinery is receiving crude oil directly, so they are not importing the crude oil from the US and other places that they were. And the federal government has said that they should pay in naira. That means that there's no need for the dollars, the foreign exchange thing. So definitely it's going to bring the price down, right?
Well, that is what you will expect, that the price is meant to come down. So based on the revelation by the major oil marketer, the cost of the Dangote petrol sold to the NNPC, the price at which NNPC got the product from Dangote, it was established that the product was being subsidized, by the government through the national oil firm. The major oil marketer stated that the product was sold to the NNPC at 766 naira per liter, whereas NNPC had earlier said it got a commodity at 898 from Dangote. This implies that for every liter of the PMS, we are subsidizing it by 132 naira according to the marketers. Dangote commenced the release of the PMS into the domestic market just about less than 10 days ago, because today is the 25th. So on the 15th of this month, stated that it will pump about 25 million liters. The question then is, how much liters are Nigerians using? Whether it's a better past your neighbor, is a big hotel, or is just the vehicle that are driving on the on the different part of the country. But the NNPC is shuddering a subsidy of 3.3 billion naira daily, while in 30 days it has spent 99 billion to subsidize Dangote petrol to marketers. So it seems that the NNPC is subsidizing what they are buying from Dangote back into the country. Remember, this is produced in Nigeria, no longer part of the imported ones, even though we know we still have many that are still imported into the country.
Well, listen, this is quite interesting. We'll have to look into details at that, because if you are cooking your own food at home and you are going to be dishing it out and you want it to be compared, prices outside, somebody will say that, well, there are other inputs that come with it, other parts and other stuff. So maybe because of that is why. But should governments continue to subsidize it? Should government continue to subsidize the fuel? Already, when they just announced that the fuel subsidy is gone, without government actually ending it, we see the pain and the crisis that the economy is. But Yomi, what have been the reaction of Nigerians as a whole this morning?
Well, Nigerians are still shocked, and surprised that we are still being told that the refinery is getting worked in and all that. But it seems that we told you during the week, that the refinery is not functioning. Even Femi Falana, if you remember, on Monday says that he's going to be needing the freedom of information, to get how long the refinery will be working. So Nigerians are still confused that as much as this administration, is saying one thing, but it looks like it's another thing happening entirely. So a lot of Nigerians are, more or less, tired of these lies of the government, that has become, part and parcel of any African leaders today.
Well, listen to Starr Radio UK. Mr. Olayomi Koiki in the North London studios. I'm actually here in the South studios, and we're bringing you updates from Nigeria on the morning show. Now, yesterday, the vice president, in some of the speeches that he made in the UN, talked about the fact that Nigeria, under the leadership of the current president, has got, virtually opened the doors for investors, or the best investment destination in the continent, or for the country. That is being the best one. But there's one area that they didn't touch on, that is security, because we see that insecurity is going on. I don't know how far, was it the day before yesterday, they were talking about the Kaduna, the military, attacking some of the I don't know what to call them, rebels or bandits or terrorists, whichever term that is applicable, saying that one of them, their leaders, have been killed and blah blah blah. Now we have Zamfara governor also reporting defense minister on banditry. So virtually it's one area that they didn't address. You want people to come, you want me to go and invest in some part of the country. Meanwhile, if he goes to do that, we have people, doctors and other people who came to that country to do business, yet they lost their lives because of insecurity. Do you see that there has been an improvement in security in the country so far with the President Tinubu in government?
Well, it has got worse, and it's still getting, extremely worse on a daily basis. let me first speak on what Lagbaja, the Chief of Defense Staff, is saying this morning. Then I'm going to, go back to what the Vice President is saying. The Vice President might tell the world whatever they want to tell them, but the world is monitoring and also filtering what is happening on the ground in reality, because what we are discussing is reality, not what they are telling us. Back in the days is the analog when you can say everything is working. It is unrealistic for 2 million security personnel to secure Nigeria. This is coming from Lagbaja. The COS stressed that the Nigerian army, along with other security agencies, is under resources. The Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Tarid Lagbaja, has now expressed the need for every citizen to get involved in the security of lives and properties in the country and not leave it only to the security agency. I don't know what he means by that, because maybe every Nigerian will be having access to weapons as an American does. Then if somebody knows that you have weapons, maybe they might not come closer to you. Lagbaja said this while delivering the 2024 Distinguished Personality Lecture. It's all about the lecture. It's all about the meetings, the conferences. Buhari did that for 8 years, and we saw how nothing came out of it until a lot of us understand that there is an agenda. There is an hidden agenda to destabilize, especially, some region in Africa. We're not talking about, just Nigeria now. If you look at Mali, you look at the Burkina Faso, you look at the Chad, the question is the influx of terrorism moving closer to those regions tells you that there is something, skeptical about it. But if the COS, the Major General says that, 2 million cannot protect 200 million people, then there is no need for the Vice President to say, and I quote, he's now appealing to Finland to support Nigeria to remain a super force in Africa and will do so. The question we should then go back is, how much is the population of Finland this morning, and why is, the President, seeking Finland that also fought to become, the global whatever we might be calling it in terms of the support. I saw, Sheyi Makinde, the governor of Oyo State, also was in Finland, not to, to get Simon Ekpa, I can tell you that, but to secure support for education and tech. But we are talking about a population of 5.5 million. And then, with a population of 200 million, is it not then better off, this is just my own opinion and view, that we let Nigeria to dissolve so that, maybe the 35 million can look after themselves as trying to remain one, and we are looking for a country of a population of 5.5 million, the fatality rate at 1.46, the GDP at 1.6, and also, the income coming into the country of that 5.5 million. Alimosho local government, will be working towards to become a country if they can. Even Lagos has 20 million. So you can tell that, Nigeria is not a serious country. It's meant to be the backbone of Africa when it comes to the support of other African countries. But as I speak to you this morning, and I know that because, we get report every day, 70 pounds, we give you close to about 150,000 naira. 70 pounds would be just about close to $100. But that is nothing when you send it to Benin Republic, which will only give you less than 50,000 safer this morning.
Wow.
So 150,000 naira will give you just 50,000 naira, the Benin Republic money this morning.
Ladies and gentlemen, Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Okay, let's move on to some of the other stories. I would like Yomi to continue to bring you all the other stories making rounds. Over to you, Yomi, please.
Well, because I know we are always pressed with time on a Wednesday like this, so we're going to crack on quickly. There's a lot to cover. And as we continue to look into the stress of business, in Nigeria this morning, many businesses are collapsing, many businesses are folding up, and the reason is because the interest rate this morning is also remained 2-digit. Rate hikes. Nigerians, however, greater incentive to hold naira. This is coming from the CBN. The Apex Bank under Cardoso. Remember that we were told that Cardoso was resigning, but it looks like that is probably not happening yet. In the last year, has raised the interest rate by 8.5% from 18.75%. As at September 2023, it was 27.25% to 12 months. According to the central bank, says its multiple interest rate hike last year have helped boost Nigerians' confidence in the currency, the naira. But like I said, I am not confident, because if I have to be sending 150,000 naira to receive 50,000 safer, then there is a big problem in there. According to the CBN Governor Olayomi yesterday, stated this at the press briefing, as always, the 297 meeting of the Monetary Policy Committee. This is what the hotels are making money out of. The committee, the meetings, and all other conferences. Hotels in Abuja are good at organizing that, but that is not making any impact to many lives of Nigeria. So we're going to pick on one or two more, and then we go straight to the social media this morning. Our money printing oil price crash amid economy. This is also coming from Cardoso. We came into a very loose money supply situation between 2017 and 2023, and we witnessed the pumping of liquidity into the system, he said. The governor of the CBN has again blamed the monetary policy of his predecessor. So that means, Emefiele and also Buhari. The problem is Tinubu doesn't want to blame Buhari, for the mess that this, man created before he left government after 8 years. We thought that, Buhari, the ex-general, will be looking after the security, while Yemi Osibajo, the brilliant Yoruba man, the vice president, will look into the economy. But it was all collapse, according to Cardoso. According to Governor Emefiele, for the current economic situation of the country. So Cardoso is not blaming Tinubu, he's actually shifting the blame to Emefiele that is being detained. He's asking for medical report, he's not coming through that. I'm going to go straight, because Nnamdi Kanu was again at the court yesterday, and as usual, it seems that whether the British are not doing much, but Justice Binta Inyako has now stepped down, from the case of Nnamdi Kanu as the judge withdraw from the trial. What next is the question on the lips of many Nigerians. A lot of questions were thrown to Nnamdi Kanu himself, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra yesterday. And one of the one I picked up that says, it was the quote of the day, I have already spent 4 years, in capacity of my, rendition, my kidnap by Buhari and Yemi Osibajo. If I'm spending another 1 year to make it 5, it's not going to be anything than asking for the injustice against the Igbo, across the world, and mostly in Nigeria. At the resume hearing of the trial, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, at the Federal High Court in Abuja yesterday, said, and I quote, that Justice Binta Inyako, she was going to rescue herself from the trial. Rescue, as defined by the law.com dictionary, means to refuse to be a judge, or for a judge to agree to request by one party to step aside. In a lawsuit of appeal, because of a conflict of interest or good reason, it also applies to judge or prosecutor. Inyako responds to rescue herself from the trial, follow Kanu's request in an open court that the trial judge rescue herself from his trial, since she has refused to obey the order of the Supreme Court. The question is, are we ever going to see a system where, if justice is not served, and I'm picking this now from Simon Ekpa, the government of the Biafra in the de facto government and the home government, and it says, if there is no justice, you can expect more violence and more anarchy. And since we don't want violence and anarchy in Nigeria, would the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu now look into the rendition, the kidnap of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? Will he look into, while Igbowo has to be outside the country when we have terrorists that continue to be in there? I'm also now reading from Simon Ekpa that believe that the Yoruba should also have their independent country. But also there are some Yorubas that are called the Afonjas. Those are the ones that are against Baba Akintoye. And as Baba Akintoye said again yesterday, X-men have killed over 29,000 Yoruba people. It is time to separate Yoruba nation from Nigeria. So Simon Ekpa is now responding that 29,000 Yoruba people have been killed, including the Afonjas. We are yet to read the Nigerian terrorist headquarters writing to the international community amnesty, because the Nigerian terrorist army is the X-men in some places and they also work for the herdsmen. And that is why the Zamfara state government is now asking Tinubu to look into the defense minister, Matawali, because his name has been mentioned frequently by the terrorists as one of their sponsors.
Well, it's quite an interesting development in Nigeria, as we say. But you know what? If you don't have any means of listening to it, you got to listen to us whilst we come your way every day, every weekday, and on the other programs that the Koiki Media brings your way as well on the Yoruba Nation platform, and we want you to be part of it. Just listen to it and we'll keep you updated with everything that is happening there. But the judge who wants to recuse herself from the Nnamdi Kano's case, now is he the one who the Supreme Court ruled that they should release Nnamdi Kano, and then the court ruled that they should release Nnamdi Kano, and then they are refusing to do so, or who is she?
Well, Binta Iyako, as we know, is one of the, the Supreme Court, one of the judges, that has been part of, these, what we call a corrupt system, because the judicial system in Nigeria is a corrupt one. Justice Binta Iyako is the judge of the Federal High Court, permit me, of Nigeria from Katsina State. A lot of, that is also playing out. Remember that we're talking about, someone from the southeast and another from the northern part. So who are there pushing her not to allow Nnamdi Kanu, with the Supreme Court, giving orders that she refused to. She's the current president of the International Association of the Women Judges. But yesterday, it was all again, a joyous. You would thought that they would have weakened Nnamdi Kanu, but while he was in the court yesterday, as a lot of millions of the Biafrans around the world are looking at him, he says there is just too much injustice, for the Igbo people, and that's the reason why he's where he is today. Even after Buhari and Yemi Osinbajo kidnapped and renditioned him back to Nigeria, almost 4 years ago now.
It's quite interesting because you remember that when the court ruled that he should be released and everything that had gone on, we know that the northern elders were saying that they don't want him to be released, and fortunately or unfortunately, the judge is somebody who hails from Katsina State. That's where Buhari also comes from. So what is it? Something to just stop it from coming out?
But again, you just have to bring the A and B, and then you get C, or you bring 1 and 1 and you get 2.
Yeah.
But as we say, there shouldn't be any injustice to anyone. But as we know, there's continuous of injustice. Showore is going through that as well. We talked about, the previous ones, the Delegiwa that was investigating, the drug push by Okon. And, we know that Babangida was involved, in that. We're talking about the Funshaw Williams that was murdered. We're talking about many individuals. The former Chief Justice, Uncle Bola Ige, was killed under the nose of, the former President Olusegun Obasanjo. The question is, are people being taken out for the views against the government, or is it just coincidence?
Well, they tell us that we are practicing democracy. It's democracy that we want. We don't have to do anything, and that is the rule of law. But is there a rule of law there? Ladies and gentlemen, that is up to you. Be the judge of that. Yomi, before we go, what is happening? Do you talk about what is happening on the social media?
I'll just pick the most important one. Is between the EFCC. There's a man called the Very Dark Man, and Bobrisky. Well, a lot of people might say, wow, it looks like Bobrisky issue have already arrived in the Star Radio UK as well. Bobrisky was charged for, money laundering and also abusing the Naira. That was what she was charged for. Did I say she? No, she's not she, it's he. But she dressed as she. Now, she was picked up. Then the court case proceeding went. But before the court case, the money laundering was dropped. We didn't know why. But now we know why, because Very Dark Man released an audio yesterday accusing the EFCC, the Economic Financial Crime Unit, for taking 50 million naira from Bobrisky so that the money laundering will be dropped. The EFCC has now released a statement, and it goes like this. Press statement yesterday, Olukayode orders investigation of a 15 million naira Bobrisky allegation against the EFCC officer. The executive chairman of the EFCC, Mr. Ola Olukayode, has ordered the immediate investigation of the alleged bribery allegation imputed to some of his officers of the commission by Idris Okundeye, aka Bobrisky, in a viral video circulating on the social media. The power of the social media. And as we come onto that, Babakitoye said in the good news to the good news to the part where the discussion about if the Yoruba become an independent country, we will not go through the same kind of media that is operating in Nigeria today. It has to be a new media that can work and defend the right of the citizen. So as we are reviewing that, that is the also, looking into the social media, and the headline to that topic, which is about 95 page of book that he wrote, but it says, and I quote, "We shall kill corruption," was the last week. "We shall have a trusted and respectable public media like the Star Radio UK delivering the news this morning."
Well, if you want more, you know where to be. Star Radio UK. Yummy, let me say thank you very much for this wonderful time. It's been another brilliant morning, and we hope our listeners enjoyed the conversation that we've had this morning. But don't you worry, tomorrow God will continue, and then on the Koiki media platforms as well, there could be lots of interviews and other activities there. Join in. But again, people are asking of the 1 million. Somebody was asking me yesterday about the 1 million match, and was saying that why are you going to be gathering and how can they be part of it? Yomi, can you tell them briefly about that?
Well, the way you can be part of these, event is that, is to create the awareness, and also to say to the international community that the Yorubas, that lives in the UK, about 2 million of us working tirelessly, paying our taxes and law abiding, are also concerned about the issues of the, insecurity, the invasion of the Fulanis into our land, and also the amalgamation that whether it has expired or not, it was a trial law. Nigeria failed to work, and that means under the United Nations, Article 3, the right to self-determination should be respected. So we are gathering in the United Kingdom on the 12th of October 2022 under the leadership of Professor Adebanji Akintoye, where we will be moving from the BBC Broadcasting House very close to Oxford Circles, but Dr. Chief Sunday will be representing Professor Adebanji Akintoye at this very important event that is going to be taking place. The Metropolitan Police are aware, the council has been told, and the purpose of that march is the self-determination march, which is now called the Yoruba, putting together with the Yoruba World Media, the YSDM, the Yoruba Self-Determination Movement, under the Article 3. The indigenous peoples have the right to self-determination. By the virtue of that right, they are freely determine their political status, freely pursue the economic and social and cultural development. And since we don't want it to be like the Yugoslavia, where there was a lot of bloodstream, we would rather let it be like the Soviet Union, that everybody went their separate ways without a single bullet.
Well, will it happen at all? Bishop Enesina says, I laughed. Nigeria is a crime market, not just a crime scene. Well, need I say more? Yomi, say have a lovely day, and we'll catch up tomorrow, God willing.
Have a very good morning, and stay tomorrow to all other events. Bye for now, Mr. Archie.
Bye. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is Star Radio UK. Mr. Olayomi Koiki there for you in our North London studios, where we brought you updates from Nigeria. And as many of you who have tuned in this morning to listen to us on all the other platforms as well, I salute you all. But now, we're just going to go straight on to some of the other stories, a few of them, before we bring the whole program to a close there. Okay, so first of all, let's quickly touch on this event that is also going to be taking place here in the UK, preceding the 1 million march in London. That is the dinner night. The Yoruba World Media Organization presents dinner night. Special guest is going to be Dr. Chief Sunday Adeyemo Igboho. The date is the Friday 11th of October, 7 p.m. in London, Kensington. Now, 179 to 199 Holland Park Avenue, London, W11 4UL, United Kingdom. So make a date if you want to be there. If you not met Chief Sunday Igboho before, this will be your time. So you want to meet him and then see his fight, what is driving him to be able to bring you all, trying to marshal his countrymen, let me put it that way, together for this cause. So please make sure your dials are logged on, or you make you contact the organizers and they will see to direct you. All right then, Star Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London, bringing the time now to 11:45. So moving on straight to some of the stories that we were touching on here in the UK. Let me see whether I can bring you another one, and then we'll move on strictly from there. There is growing unease in NHS about broken messaging. That's what information has come through. So there is growing unease within the NHS about the government broken messaging. Now, senior sources in the health service said they believe some of the claims have gone too far and may result in patients being put off seeking help and causing lasting damage to staff morale. Now, when Wes Streeting was made health secretary in England, he declared the NHS broken, a phrase he and others in the government have used repeatedly since. That have been followed by a recently with claims cancer is a death sentence because NHS failings, while maternity services shame the nation. But addressing the issue, Health Secretary Wes Streeting said he would not back down. Speaking at the Labour Party conference in Liverpool, he said, "I know the doctor's diagnosis can sometimes be hard to hear, but if you don't have an accurate diagnosis, you won't provide the correct prescription. And when you put protecting the reputation of the NHS about protecting patients, you're not helping the NHS. You are killing it with kindness. I won't back down. The NHS is broken, but it's not beaten. And together, we will turn it around," Mr. Streeting has said. Now, this morning, if you have visited any of the hospitals, the NHS beds, now, how did you see it? Is it broken? Is it standing? Is it on the floor? Wow. So come your way from Star Radio. Okay. Now moving on straight to some other stories making the rounds this morning. Well, Donald Trump has been briefed by U.S. intelligence on threats from Iran to assassinate him. His campaigner said the Republican presidential candidate was briefed regarding real and specific threats from Iran to assassinate him in an effort to destabilize and sow chaos in the United States. The campaign said in the statement. It did not elaborate on the claims, and it was not immediately clear if the threats it referred to were near or had been previously reported. The Iranian government did not immediately respond to a request for comment, but Tehran has previously denied U.S. claims of interfering in American affairs. Now, Trump posted on the social media site X, formerly Twitter, that there are big threats on my life by Iran. Moves were already made by Iran that didn't work out, but they will try again. An attack on him was a death wish by the attacker, he said, and he thanked Congress for approving more money for secret services. Intelligence officials have identified that these continued and coordinated attacks have heightened in the past few months. Trump campaign communications director Stephen Chung said in a statement. Now, law enforcement officials across all agencies are working to ensure President Trump is protected and the election is free from interference, he added. What do you think is going to happen there? Would that change the results, or people think that, well, if it's not good, who will come against him or after him? So let's do what we have to do. Well, what do you think about all that? Well. Now, China has said it successfully launched an intercontinental ballistic missile carrying a dummy warhead into the Pacific Ocean. The ICBM was launched at 0844 local time, that is 044 GMT on Wednesday, and fell into expected sea areas. Beijing Defense Ministry said, adding that test launch was routine and part of its annual training. The type of missile and its flight path remained unclear, but China's state media said Beijing had informed the countries concerned in advance. Japan later said it received no notice of the test launch. Now, China's nuclear weapon test usually takes place domestically and is previously test-fired ICBMs west into the Taklamakan Desert in Xinjiang region. This is believed to be the first since 1980 that it launched an ICBM into international waters. Well, stoking stoking troubles, and if care is not taken, boy oh boy. But are we going to result in a third world war with everything that is going on? Well, war is going on. Now, Israel's military says it's carrying out a new wave of extensive strikes in southern Lebanon and the Bekaa area. Now, 15 people have been killed in the attacks. Lebanon Health Ministry have said the strikes come after Israel said it had intercepted a ballistic missile fired by Hezbollah towards Tel Aviv, the first such rocket to target the country's biggest city. Hezbollah says the attack was directed at the headquarters of the Israeli intelligence agency, the Mossad. The Iran-backed group says it is resisting Israeli aggression and acting in solidarity with Palestinians in Gaza. Israel says it aims to remove the threat from Hezbollah and return displaced residents. Meanwhile, the UK Prime Minister has told British nationals in Lebanon to leave immediately. US citizens have also been told to leave the country. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Starr Radio UK. This is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Now moving on to other parts of the world. This time around, some of the African country as well. Attacks and abductions. Tanzania's poisonous politics. The recent wave of abductions, arrests, and brutal killings of an opposition official in Tanzania seems to be dimming the ray of political hope that came with President Samia Suluhu Hassan's rise to power in 2021. There was a huge relief when Samia, Tanzania's first female president, took office, with opposition parties allowed to organize rallies and criticize the government without fear of grave repercussions. But consensus is growing that Tanzania is sliding back to the era of her autocratic predecessor John Magufuli. In the span of weeks, two of the most senior opposition leaders have been arrested twice. Another opposition official, Ali Kibao, was abducted, killed, and his body doused in acid by unknown assailants. The political situation in Tanzania is worrisome in the extreme, said the deputy leader of the main opposition Chadema party, Tundu Lissu. He was speaking to journalists before his arrest on Monday, when his party had planned to protest against the killing of Kibao and the alleged disappearance of several other government critics. Lissu was later released on bail along with party leader Freeman Mbowe. He was also released on bail last month following his arrest on the eve of the banned opposition rally in the southwestern town of Mbeya. Chadema said about 100 of its members had been detained to prevent rally from taking place. But the police said we weren't going to give you the permission to go on the march. But they decided, you know what? Yeah, we're going to do what we want to do. And they did it. They decided to, and the police decided to catch them before they embark on that path. Well. Well, lawyer and activist Martin Pebu has attributed the recent Democracy Hub protest, that's in Ghana, on illegal mining, also known as Galamsey, to the police failure to an act on petition filed against the Ashanti Regional Chairman of the New Patriotic Party, Bernard Enchibosi, also known as Chairman Wontumi, on his alleged involvement in Galamsey. Now, speaking with Mr. Pebu, held the police responsible for creating the condition that led to the demonstration. This entire issue of arresting these 40 of our fellow citizens is the result of the police service action. They caused it all, Pebu emphasized. He recalled how 2 years ago he, alongside others, reported Chairman Wontumi to the Criminal Investigation Department and the Inspector General of Police, but no concrete actions followed. We reported Chairman Wontumi to the police CID boss, Madam Faustina Ando Kofi, and IGP Dampare himself. There were two petitions. There were two petitions. It wasn't just me. There were 4 of us. Myself, Engineer Kenneth Asibi, Kwame Sapong Esiedu and Edem Senano, we reported Chairman Wontumi for illegal galamsey in the Tano Nimiri forest, the destruction, etc., to Madam Ando Kofi, who is the CID boss. Mr. Bobu Feda expressed his disappointment over the inactions of the authorities despite having submitted 2 petitions. Now, 2 petitions were submitted. IG referred their petition to Madam Ando Kofi, yet IG, Madam Ando Kofi, and the lead investigator, Superintendent Inkum, due to political interference, deliberately dragged their feet on it. He stated he believes that had the case been prosecuted, it would have set a strong example for others if they had taken Wontumi's case to court. Wontumi, who is Ashande, regional chairman of the MPP, it would have sent a message to others. When you see the powerful being prosecuted, the smaller offenders will step back. They will run away because they see that the big players are being held accountable, which is true. As to whether investigations were done or anything, that we're not very sure of it. But well, he says in Ghana he is the richest man. But is he doing it legally? It's not coming away from Starr Radio UK. At 3 minutes to the top of the hour, a couple of stories more from Ghana. Professor Martin Otinga-Bebiu, a senior lecturer at the University of Ghana, has voiced concerns over the free senior high school policy, stating that its implementation has worsened the challenges facing educational sector. He argued that while the policy has led to increased enrollment in universities, the government has made minimal efforts to expand infrastructure in tertiary institutions to accommodate the surge in students. Now, speaking to the media during a campaign outreach by lecturers to promote awareness of the National Democratic Congress 2024 manifesto, Professor Abebio noted that the strain on university facilities have become more evident since the introduction of the free SHS policy. Now, he believes that the lack of adequate infrastructure has hindered the quality of tertiary education despite the rise in student numbers. In light of these challenges, Professor Abebiu praised the NDC plan to review the free SHS policy as outlined in the manifesto. But do you think that it's okay to review the free SHS policy, or now go further up there to expand or make sure that infrastructure for the tertiary institutions are expanded? Because we don't want it to be that, well, those who have got, they could, if they all have means of paying for tuition or educating themselves, they'll be able to get to the universities or get to tertiary institutions and come out as professionals or whatever it is. Okay, so the question is, are we just saying that even if it's means tested, we will not still have those bottlenecks when it comes to the tertiary institutions, and the fact that we think that the students who are graduating from the universities or the tertiary institutions are not getting the exposure that they need to get during their time in the tertiary institutions? Ladies and gentlemen, this is Starr Radio UK. Let me pick on one other story and then we'll bring the program to a close. In a significant ruling, the Kumasi Magistrates Court in the Ashanti region has nullified over 1,000 fraudulent voter transfers to the Manshia South constituency. The court, presided over by Her Worship Deborah Jawa Donko, delivered the verdict on Tuesday, September 24, ordering the Electoral Commission to revert the affected voters to their original constituencies. The transfers, allegedly orchestrated by the National Democratic Congress, were challenged by lawyer Nana Eje Bafo Ewia, the New Patriotic Party candidate for Manshia South. Now, Mr. Ewia, who recently won the MPP parliamentary primary in the constituency, uncovered the suspicious transfer and took immediate action by rallying polling stations executives and local residents to object. The objection were submitted through the completion of objection forms in accordance with Regulation 23 of the CI 91, which highlighted the transferred voters were non-residents of the constituency. The court's ruling deals a major blow to the NDC alleged effort to increase their electoral chances in Manshia South ahead of the 2024 elections. So, How did they manage to do so, to transfer all those? Now, which of them are true representatives of that particular constituency? It is all coming your way from Starr Radio UK. So we're going to bring the program to a close, but there was drama at the Accra High Circuit Court where 39 persons arrested during the anti-illegal small-scale mining Galamsey demonstration by the Democratic Hub were arraigned on Tuesday. Now, relatives of the arrested protesters were bemused by the fact that the police had been keeping their relations for more than 24 hours after their arrest. A father of one of the arrested demonstrators could not hold back his frustration over the arrest of his son. He wondered why his son would be arrested and kept in police custody while the person behind the Galamsey menace, which is destroying the country's water, remained free. We have a problem, but they don't want to talk about it. But well, I'm going to bring you a tune before I go away, and that will be from the Zongo Man this morning. And he talks about the fact, like I said, the problem of Africa. But before then, let's take this quick commercial and I'll be back with you. Stay tuned and don't you go away.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medase.
Thank you very much for joining us today. God willing, tomorrow morning we'll be back here. Everything working well. And we'll be bringing you another edition of the morning show. It's going to be a lovely time. So wherever you are, don't touch the dial. But I end with this tune from the Zongo Man. And it says, the problem of Africa is the greed who run things. What do you think? When that song ends, you don't hear from me. It's been me, Archie, saying have a top of the day. Bye-bye for now.
The problem of Africa is the elite. Africa. Who run things, who run things, who run things. The problem of Africa is the elite. Africa. Who run things, who run things, who run things. Them all go to universities. Universities award them degrees. Big degrees. Degrees. Big degrees. MSc in stealing. Bachelor of Arts, mismanagement. Another degree. Masters in looting. MSc in corruption.
Thanks for listening.
In nepotism. MSc in forgery. Another degree. Bachelor of Arts in indiscipline. MSc in embezzlement. The problem of Africa is the elite. Africa. Who run things, who run things, who run things. The problem of Africa is the elite. Africa. Who run things.